Stepping out from Robin Hood's Bay, leaving footprints in the clay. 90 miles to St. Bees with nothing but the wind and sea. Yorkshire moors are calling my name, green and gold like a rambling flame. Every hill's a story to tell, with every step a wishing well. From coast to coast I wander free, with an open heart and blistered feet. A long walk home for you and me, from Robin Hood's Bay to St. Bees.
Well, good morning and welcome to day 15 of the Coast to Coast. On to the last 4 days, and forecast for this morning is pretty decent, so I'm hoping it's going to stay dry. It's actually quite wild this morning. So I'm going to have a bit of a rant about YHA, not just now, but I think a little bit later on. The hostel in Grasmere is fantastic, I've got to say that. Really nice hostel. Stayed there before, and the staff are brilliant, but this is more of a general rant about the YHA and how they're running things. Anyway, 9 miles into Borrowdale today. I'm staying at the YHA in Borrowdale as well, which is another great hostel. Looking forward to this. Clouds a bit low. Hopefully it'll stay above where I'm walking. It is going to be windy on the tops. There's wind forecast, but this is just phenomenal. Now 3.5 miles to Greenup Edge. So while the going's good, I'm going to have a quick rant about the YHA. Now in Grasmere there used to be 2 hostels. The one that's still open, which I think is Burflip. I'm not exactly sure how you pronounce it, it's a weird word. And the other one, which is right on the route. I mean, you step out off the trail through the front door, is now, in inverted commas, a bunkhouse. It was sold off, but it seems to be the sort of place that is designed to hold corporate events, so it doesn't appear to be somewhere where you can just turn up and, you know, spend the night as a walker of the coast to coast. But anyway, I tried to book this hostel quite early on, and alright, places fill up fast in the Lake District, especially Grasmere. But it was way back in sort of March, April time, and there was no availability, and there never was any availability, and I eventually managed to book a camping pitch just maybe a month or so ago. Two sheep were headbutting each other there. Or a month before I was due to start, as this had always been a sort of bit of a problem section for accommodation. And again, there were still no beds available through the central booking system. I got there today, or yesterday. I got there yesterday. I got there relatively early, sat and chilled out in the lounge until reception opened. And the staff were brilliant. It was raining. Said, look, have you got any beds free tonight? And that wasn't a problem. I got a bed. I ended up in a bed in a 4-bunk or a 4-bed room by myself. But according to the central booking system, there were no beds available. And this is my problem. That how many people would have used this hostel when the central system is quite obviously not accurate? Because the hostel wasn't busy. It wasn't packed to the gunnels. There were a few people about. You know, at a maximum I'd have said there were maybe about 15 people in the hostel. That's how many people I saw. And alright, they want to keep a few beds for coast to coast walk-ups, I get that. But it makes me rather suspicious that this could be one of the properties on the YHA hit list that they'll turn around and say, oh well, nobody's using the hostel, so we're going to flog it. It's prime real estate in Grasmere. I wouldn't be surprised if a developer's got the beady eye on it to turn it into a hotel. And I'm sure YHA would be quite happy to sell it off for lots of money to balance the books. Now that's the cynical part of me, but the fact that I couldn't actually book anything there really puzzles me. It used to be years ago you could actually phone up the hostel and book a bed that way, but you can't because it's all done online through a central booking system. And as I say, I cannot fault the staff, they're brilliant. It is a super hostel. I'd encourage anyone watching this to stay there if you can. But YHA make me despair, and I'll pop it on screen. The hostel has one of these plaques outside with the sort of mission statement, and anyone who's been to an older hostel will have seen these. I think these must date from 30s through to the 50s, and it's all about giving people an appreciation and an understanding of the countryside. Not just young people, but all people. It actually specifically says all people on it. As well as young people. And it is geared towards young people. But I think the YHA has moved so far away from that in recent years. Number of properties that they've closed. They've stopped doing really what their mission statement says they should be doing. And it's sad and it's frustrating because it's making access to the countryside, and especially long distance trails like this, really, really difficult. I just read on the Cumberland Way Facebook page as well, I think the hostel at Dufton, that is now shut and it's becoming a guest house. I know Langdon Beck on the Cumberland Way was up for sale. There was another one I can't remember the name of off the top of my head. Is I think semi-permanently closed. I think they had an issue with flooding. But it's becoming more and more difficult to get in and use hostels, and they're becoming very thin on the ground. Anyway, I'll leave that there for now. I might revisit the topic a bit later on. Please don't, I hear you cry. But anyway, for the moment, let's get on with this walk. This track is getting the legs burning already. Wind's picking up as well as I'm getting a little bit higher. This is just incredible. I think the best description is awe-inspiring. Really, after what I've walked through from Robin Hood's Bay, this is just it's something else entirely. It's got me thinking a little bit about what exactly defines something that's beautiful, and I don't know if I'd call this beautiful. I've said it before, I think when I was on the Cumberland Way talking about the landscape. It's awe-inspiring, it's majestic, there's a violence to the landscape. These cliffs that have been thrust up through the ground. It's not beautiful, but it's, wow, what a landscape. I'd be interested to get your opinions on what you perceive as what makes something beautiful. Well, there's an argument that this is beautiful, and I wouldn't, to be honest, I wouldn't argue against it. But I think the landscape's so much harsher than that. There's quite an element of danger about this. Even in the summer, when conditions, mountainous conditions can set in, the weather can be pretty brutal up here. As with everything, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. But this, I am just blown away. It is an incredible landscape. Not far from the top. Wowee. Wow. Oh my goodness. That was fantastic. Looks like I've still got a bit of climbing to go yet. Hey. Can make a bit of progress now on these slabs. I made it to the top. Wow. Should be downhill all the way into Borrowdale now. That was some climb. As I said yesterday, weather forecasts and the likes mean absolutely nothing. It's supposed to be a good day and it's chucking it down. Oh, but heck a lot of work done up here, slabbed steps, and it really is appreciated. And this makes route finding so much easier. Just follow the yellow brick road. It's a pity because I think these would be awesome views at the moment if the cloud wasn't down. Excuse me. Now comes the hard part. Holy cow. And that is the way down. Coming down that was emotional. Thankfully, it's easing off a bit now. But top bit of it was slabbed and treacherous, then it was just treacherous. Basically walking down a waterfall. So this should be easier going now, he says, hopefully. Boy oh boy. Right, it's the worst bit is coming down. I've got to say I'm glad I'm not going up. there's a path in there somewhere. I'll pop an arrow on it so you can get a rough idea where it is. Oh my god, that was hard. Oh, I think I've still got about 3.5 miles to go into Borrowdale, and it is going to be rough. Oh, get away from the rocks for a bit. Hello, sheep. Just come down all that. It didn't look that steep. By heck, that is a hole up there. And the crag just poking out of the top is the thing that I came down the side of. We're nearing civilization. We have a wall. Oh, by heck. Borrowdale. Dropping down into it. My god, the stony track is killing me. But I'm about to join up with the Cumberland Way, which, as you may be able to make out, the sort of riverbed a little bit lower down, coming in from the valley to the left, or the dale to the left. And that's where the Cumberland Way goes to head up towards Stake Pass and into the Langdales. And if you want to watch my videos about the Cumberland Way, I'll pop the link at the top of the screen just now. And it is a super route. One of my favourites. I think it's one of the best in the country. But for the moment, I've got to negotiate all these rocks, which is a pity because I can't spend my time looking at that glorious view down into Borrowdale. Not sure if you can see it on the hill on the other side. but the wall going straight up through the crags there. Whoever built that, well, that's just... I can't even imagine it being on that hill, let alone being up there shifting rocks and building a wall. Crazy people. You can see the wall going up here as well. Several of them. And we meet the Cumberland Way. Carlisle to Ulverston. As you've probably guessed by now, I like doing things by the front. The route is originally Ulverston to Carlisle, but I prefer Carlisle to Ulverston heading south. Because the Carlisle section is not as good as the rest of it, shall we say. I'll be diplomatic in that respect. And it makes for a far better walk, north to south. Tour de force of the lakes. Carlisle, Coldbeck, Hyde Pike, Skiddaw House, Keswick, Borrowdale, Langdale, Coniston, Tarnhouse. Brilliant, brilliant route. Anyway, I'll pop the link again, just in case you missed it the last time. Have a look at it. The Cumberland Way. Taking a little bit of a more direct route to the hostel. I don't really see the point in going down into the village. I'm not planning on stopping there. And it's more to just get off the stony track than anything else. Oh, look at that. Coming down that was a challenge. So maybe cut about half a mile off. Yes. Made it. Oh, it looks as if it's quite busy. Well, it's always busy, this place. End of day 50.
From coast to coast, I wander free, with an open heart and blistered feet. A long walk home for you and me, from Robin Hood's Bay to St. Bede.